And you're welcome back to The Pulse on the Joy News channel on Multi TV. Now, scores of residents have been displaced following widespread floods that ripped through the Upper East region following torrential rains there over the past 48 hours. Now, the rain, said to be the heaviest experienced in the region since the start of the year, has resulted in the destruction of farmlands and many structures in some parts of the region. Some parts have also been submerged in the aftermath. Let's now speak to our Upper East Region correspondent, Albert Sori, who has some details. Albert, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Jipa.
So describe to us the extent of damage and in which areas.
Okay, two districts in the Upper East region are affected by these floods, according to NADMO. That is Bolga Tanga Municipality and then the Busa North District. The extent of the damage is that up to 237 houses were affected in the two districts, and you have over 1,000 residents from these two districts who are affected, 901 of them from the Busa North District and 364 of them from the Bolgatanga Municipality. These are figures according to NADMO. Now, you have 760 acres of farmland that have been destroyed, including the Chuchuliga rice project. Now, what NADMO is saying is that out of the 660 acres of farmland that have been destroyed, 718 of them are in the Busa North and 42 in Bolga Municipal. We also have 3 dams in the Busa North District that are said to have been affected at the banks, but the extent of the damage is still being assessed as we speak, and that is what NADMO is telling us.
Now, Albert, how are the residents who have been displaced holding up? These are huge numbers. You mentioned over 1,000 people. Where are they taking refuge?
A lot of them have mopped up over the last 24 hours and still managing to stay in the homes. Those of them who are not able to stay because the rooms are destroyed will have to patch with residents for now. As to the extent of damage to their property, that is something that we are still looking at, because NADMO is not able to assess their property in particular. But generally, the situation is that it is the farmlands that are worst affected, because a lot of these farmlands are in the basins, rice farms in the Busa North District, and then a few farms in the Bolgatanga Municipality, which are currently under floodwaters as we speak.
You talk about the fact that NADMO is unable to provide much in terms of support for the victims, but what about the assemblies? Is there any way they plan to support the victims of the flooding?
Yes, there is a tour of these affected districts that would have come off today. That was supposed to, that tour would have been led by the Member of Parliament for Busa North, James Agalga, together with the District Chief Executive for the area. But we are also told that the Regional Minister, Albert Abongo, is going to tour these affected areas tomorrow. So because of that, the MP and the DCE for Busa North have decided to hold on so that the Minister can join them tomorrow and they do the tour together. However, I was speaking with the DCE a while ago, and he says that for now they are going there just with a few people to assess the situation before the Minister joins them for the actual tour tomorrow. As to what exactly they are going to do to help these residents, when we speak to the DC, he will be able to tell us.
All right. Thank you very much, Albert Sori. He is our colleague and Upper East Region correspondent. Now, the Ghana Nurses and Midwives Trainees Association has rejected government's offer to pay them some 150 Ghana cedis as monthly allowances. According to them, the amount is woefully inadequate per the Memorandum of Understanding they signed with the Ministry of Health in 2014. Now, the association was responding to a statement released yesterday by the Ministry of Health announcing the payment of the 150 cedi amount monthly to the trainees. The allowance is to support some 34,500 students who are currently pursuing various levels of health professional training across the country. Let's now speak to Baini Ibrahim. He is the Greater Accra president of the Ghana Greater Accra president for the Ghana Nurses and Midwifery Trainees Association. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Baini, and thank you for coming to our studios. So, you've been campaigning for the restoration of these allowances.
Yes.
The government had given justification upon justification over the last 2 years why these allowances would not be paid. They've announced that they've reviewed the decision and decided to pay 150 cedis every month, and you're rejecting it. Why?
Yes, thank you very much for this opportunity. First of all, I would like to say it's a great news hearing that the government now has seen the essence of giving Ghana nurse midwife trainees allowance. This is only a press release. Junta has not received any document showing. Junta is the Ghana Nurse Midwife Trainees Association. We have not received any letter or any document telling us that what we heard on the media is true. That is number one. Number two, even if so, it is true, we are not accepting 150 Ghana cedis.
How much is it that you want?
We are demanding for 525 Ghana cedis.
Okay, but why government was not going to pay these monies at all? However, the decision has been made to pay these monies as part of a transition to put you on the student loan scheme. So why not accept the amount being offered when you were not getting anything at all in the past?
And sister, my answer to this would sound a bit of political, but forgive me to say that the government is trying to play a tactics on the Ghana Nurse Midwife Trainees Association. Why do I say this? On the 18th of last month, we organized a national press conference stating clearly our concerns. Yet the government paid deaf ears to our cries. Then we began to plan on demonstrating, a peaceful demonstration. Not knowing who leaked the information to the ministries, an urgent meeting was called that they want to now settle our concerns. We went and we spoke to them nicely. They gave us their promises as usual. They tried to, we complained of high school fees rates and others. So they started to tackle that one. They tried their best. I would like to congratulate them on that.
Addressing the issues
of the
relating to the school fees.
Good.
Okay.
They tried their best, and we all can attest to that fact. But after that, they forgot all the other concerns we raised, like the clinical charges.
I beg your pardon. If you can just go to the point. So
okay.
Your point now is that these allowances are being reinstated.
Just because I would not want to use the word reinstatement.
Okay.
Okay. The thing is, we are now planning on another demonstration, and I believe the government has heard that, and they want to use 150 Ghana cedis to quench that demonstration. This demonstration, we are starting it from the Greater Ashanti and the Bono Ahafo region. They are starting on the 29th of this month, that is next week Friday. We'll climax the demonstration in Accra. That will be a national demonstration. I believe the government has heard of this. That is why he wants to use this 150 Ghana cedis. 150 Ghana cedis is no money.
Okay, just before we talk about the amounts,
Okay.
now you are suspecting that this is just a ploy by the government to prevent the demonstration from happening.
Yes.
If it is true that these monies are being offered and your members are willing to take it, how about that?
The point is, my members are not ready to take 150 Ghana
You've
cedis.
consulted with them?
Yes.
And they've told you it's
I represent the
525?
Greater Accra region, and I'm speaking on behalf of the Greater Accra region.
And they want
government-
525 CDs.
Yes. The national president, Honorable Akazi Godwin, has also told me to give a word to the government. And on behalf of the association, I say that we want the national president to be reposted to Accra. As I said that...
Okay, I don't know how that relates to the amount of money that has been
yes, you may not
issued by the
understand, it's a bit...
statement.
Yes, but what I want to say is that the national president has been in Greater Accra. So if there is any other issue concerning student nurses, we rush to the ministries to settle our concerns. He has been posted to Bolga, far away from Accra. Some of these things you have...
Are you accusing the government of deliberately posting him to prevent
I
your
am
cause
not.
from... Then that
I
should
am
not
not.
stifle your campaign. So
The fact here is that you have told me of a press release. Definitely, if it is true, the government is going to invite us to sit on the negotiation table to negotiate. The president is far away. Most often, when the minister or the Ministry of Health want to help us or help settle our concerns, they call us, and most often the time is very short. Like if you are far away, you cannot.
You need full confirmation from government that this is what they are offering. Then you can decide whether you want to take it or not.
We have decided
That you will not take
we
it.
will not take it.
You are going ahead with your planned demonstration.
Yes.
Irrespective of
Yes.
the proposal
Yes,
made.
they should give us what we agreed on is 40%. We believe, or the Ghana Registered Nurse Midwife Trainees Association was tasked to conduct a research on the impact of student nurses on the clinical field. And it came out that out of 100% of the work done on the ward, student nurses contribute to 40% quota. So they were made to quantify that 40% into monetary value.
And that's the amount you came up
Yes.
with. All right. But how about those who will argue that this training you are taking, if government is not paying, it is your training.
Yes.
You are the ultimate beneficiary. Your families and other dependents are the ultimate beneficiary. There's even the accusation that a lot of you want to be nurses just so that you can leave the country and get more money abroad. So if the government says that, look, finance your own training, it means you will not be bonded. You will not be obliged in any way. At the end of the day, you are the ultimate beneficiary. What is wrong with that? Why are you still demanding that the government make these payments when you and I know that the economic situation is not exactly as we would all want it to be?
Good. Thank you very much. The theme for our press conference was Health Training in Ghana, now a preserve for minority rich. Now, why do I say this? When we go to the clinical field, we are predisposed to many conditions on the ward, unlike other training institutions who do their learning only in the classrooms. If we contract HIV/AIDS, hepatitis B, tuberculosis, no government takes care of us. Sometimes, even most often, during now we are on vacation, student nurses are being posted all around. Nobody cares how you are able to go for your clinical experience. You would go and help. On top of that, before you even start, you are charged for 50 Ghana cedis for 4 weeks. That is a month. If you have staying for more than a month, you pay extra.
Okay, what has that got to do with the question I asked? Because ultimately, all this training you are getting, fine, there's the issue of the risk, but at the end of the day, you come out as a trained midwife and nurse, and you'll be the better for it.
Yes, it is very true that it is all for our benefit. But the key point here is that the Ghana Nurse Midwife Trainees Association is in for this money, not because we feel we need it. The government themselves they know we are supposed to get it. Why? Let's ask the government, why now?
What about about other tertiary institutions where they don't get any allowance? They have to pay their way to educate themselves, to train themselves. How about those? Isn't it also unfair to them?
It is.
They are also tertiary people.
Yes, we are the body or the mouthpiece of Ghana Nurse Midwife Trainees Association, and we speak for nurse midwife students.
All right. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Baini Ibrahim, for coming to our studios there. And he is the Greater Accra rep for the Ghana Nurses and Midwives Trainees Association. They say that they are rejecting government's offer of 150 Ghana cedis as an allowance until they're able to transition them to the Student Loan Trust. Now,